Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show, where I am Damien Farr, and tonight we're talking about the Terminator films. And I know what you're thinking, Damien, didn't you already rank the Terminator films? Yes. But I didn't see all of them at the time. Dark Fate, I think it was at the time I saw The Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, and Dark Fate. But I don't think I referenced Genisys at all. So, we're including Genisys in this just because I rewatched them all, and as I said in the Last of Us video last week, not much has happened. So, let's start talking about these movies individually, and then we're going to rank them. So, let's start off with The Terminator from 1984. I give this one an Farr. I think this one's great. Almost the perfect film. Almost. I mean, it's close to perfect. It's no Rocky, but it's close. So, some basic info. It's directed by James Cameron and written by James Cameron and Gail Hurd. The cast is Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, the T-800. That'll come into play later. Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese, and Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. I mean, if you haven't seen this, the plot of the movie is the Terminator is sent from the future to kill Sarah Connor because her son John Connor is leader of the Resistance, and Kyle Reese is sent from the future to protect Sarah. We're not going to go into too much detail other than that because there's a lot of movies, and come on. If you haven't seen the Terminator, just go see the damn Terminator. So, then we go to Terminator 2 Judgment Day, where I give this one an Farr. Once again, directed by James Cameron, written by James Cameron and William Wisher. The new cast here, because you still have Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton. You get Edward Furlong as John Connor, Robert Patrick as the T-1000. Similar plot to the last one, I just want to make that known. The T-100 is sent back to kill John Connor. Or T-1000, I put T-100 here for some reason. And the T-800 is set to protect John, which is kind of a weird situation. The villain from the last movie is now the protector. It's kind of a flip, but I like that. I like that they took the idea that they had. That was a good idea, let's be honest. It was a great idea. And they made it better somehow. So, I think right now we're going to talk about rankings in a bit, so we're not going to do it here. But let's do it here. Let's talk about the next one, which is Terminator 3, The Rise of Machines. I give this one an FA. So, it's directed by Jonathan Mustow. Screenplay by Jonathan Branco and Michael Ferris, which is the story by Jonathan Branco, Michael Ferris, and Teddy Surfin. I think that's how it's pronounced. Arnold once again returns, thankfully. Then we have Nick Strezzi? I am terrible at pronouncing names. As John Connor, we got Christina Loken as the T-X, and then we got Claire Danes as Kate Brewster. So, plot of this one is pretty simple. The T-X is sent to kill John, and the T-800 is sent to protect him. Weird. This one is honestly really funny, though. I think that's the biggest thing to note. It is really fucking funny. That's the best way to describe it. It's so funny. So, now that we're done with that one, we're going to go over to Terminator Salvation. One that had the ability to be maybe the best, I would say. But it fell short. So, it's directed by Mick G. Written by John Branco and Michael Ferris, who they both helped with the last one, so that's convenient. Then you got the cast of Christian Bale as John Connor, Sam Worthington as Marcus Wright, Anton Yelchin as Kyle Reese. And the best way to describe the plot of this one is you finally get some of the future. What a time to be alive! They're finally showing the future. I'm excited that they finally were showing it because it was something that they showed glimpses of, but not much of. So this idea that they were finally showing it was amazing in my opinion. I loved it. I think this is I love the idea that they're showing the future. The movie, on the other hand, did not work well. I'd say it's an FA only. Then we get to the one where I would say, personally, of the ones after Terminator 2, this is probably my favorite, spoiler alert. Terminator Genisys, which I give an FAR. This one is really funny. I don't know if it's supposed to be really funny. I think it's just so bad it's good, honestly. And that's where I'm sticking with it. So, you get directed by Alan Taylor, and the script is written by Lita Carrigas and Patrick Lisser. No idea who they are. You get Jason Clarke as John Connor. Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor. I want to make sure that you know they have no relation. Wikipedia wanted to tell me that when I was researching this. And I know what you're thinking. Damien, Wikipedia? You don't research Wikipedia. I just thought it was funny that Wikipedia said that. Then we got Jai Courtney as Kyle Reese. And Arnold returns in this one. He wasn't in the last one except for some CGI. So he returns for this one. So I thought that was awesome. It's a reboot of the series in the fact that you get to see the future and you get to see Kyle Reese get sent back in time. But the timeline is changed. How it happens, I have no idea. They kind of explain it that Sarah Connor is attacked before when she's younger, and that Pops, or Arnold Schwarzenegger's T-800, was the one that came to save her, and they've been living together ever since. So I think it's kind of cool. I like the idea that it's still kind of like a sequel, but it's a reboot in the way. It keeps use of the continuity, but also reboots it, which I thought was kind of cool. I thought that was a unique way to go, honestly. The only thing that kind of annoys me, I wish they would have kept Christian Bale as John Connor, because then it would have kind of linked them together a little bit better. I know that this was supposed to be pretty much a reboot completely, but I kind of think that would have just been a cooler idea overall. But what am I to judge? So, once again, it's a reboot of the timeline, or a reboot of the series. The timeline has changed, but you keep the other movies in line, kind of a thing. I don't know if... I know that 1, 2, and 3 stay in line. I don't know about Salvation. I'm going to say Salvation does, even though I think they should have kept Christian Bale. Maybe someone can deepfake Christian Bale into it. That'd be kind of nice. Then, finally, we got Terminator Dark Fate, where I give this one an F. Directed by Tim Miller, screenplay by David Goyer, Justin Rhodes, Bill Ray, story by James Cameron, Charles Eagley, Josh Friedman, David Goyer, and Justin Rhodes. So, this one is my least favorite. I'm going to just be honest right away. The cast, you get Linda Hamilton back, you get Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mackenzie Davis as Grace, you get Natalie Reyes as Danny, and Gabriel Luna as Gabriel-Rev 9, which I thought was ironic that he was just in Last of Us, and now we're talking about him again. The plot, the Rev 9 is sent from the future to kill Danny Ramos. Grace is there to protect Danny. It's pretty much the other movies, honestly. Most of these movies are pretty similar. Salvation tried something completely different and didn't work. So, let's rank them. Starting from the bottom, we got Terminator Dark Fate. I give it an F once again. We got Terminator Salvation with an FA. Terminator 3, The Rise of Machines with an FA as well. Terminator Genisys with an FAR. The Terminator with an FARR. And Terminator 2, FARR. I like the fact that all of them kind of go together. Though they're not great continuity-wise, they all go together except Dark Fate, which I just don't include, honestly, mentally at this point. Because they were saying that, you know, Terminator Genisys was supposed to be a reboot, and then it didn't work. And then this one was supposed to be a reboot. Dark Fate was supposed to be a reboot, and it didn't work. So, needless to say, they should stop rebooting the series. And honestly, I think they should just give up on it, personally. But that's me. So, what do you think of the Terminator movies? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.